Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The first frame is Stuart Bingham to break.
Here we go. Stuart Bingham against Neil Robertson for the World Grand Prix snooker title. The stage is set. Neil folds for what should be a cracking match, and Stuart Bingham's form this week in particular has been a revelation.
It has. I don't know where it's come from, quite honestly. I didn't see him necessarily being in this final, but we know what he's capable of. He's been a world champion, albeit 10 years ago. Neil Robertson, the man he's playing 15 years ago, but it's a while since these two have locked horns, and you know, they've played in some pretty big matches, but not since the Welsh Open final in 2019, 6 years ago. So maybe that's just a reflection on Bingham not really coming to the top table that often since then. But he's beaten 3 of the top 5 in the world, including Judd Trump. That was yesterday. As for Neil Robertson, his sublime performance, I thought, against an in-form Shaun Murphy was the pick of all of the snooker, really, I think we've seen this week.
Yes, I think his last 2 matches in particular, beating Zhao Guodong from 3-1 behind, winning 4 in a row, and then beating Shaun Murphy from 2 down with 3 to play, was Robertson back at his very best. He won the English Open this season, his first ranking title for 2.5 years, having fallen out of the top 16. But just the way he's performed under extreme pressure when it's mattered most this week, reminiscent of the very best of Robertson. But he's immediately got a headache here after a good break-off from Bingham.
I think the problem is the red that's gone up the table and is covered by the brown, isn't it? It means he can't get back to bulk. He can't play the containing shot at this end with the red below the black. He's got to try and find the bottom red here, which looks like he's done well enough.
Stuart Bingham lost in the World Grand Prix final back in 2016, which was the first time this event was a ranking event. He lost a thriller to Shaun Murphy 10-9 in Llandudno. This is the 7th different venue for this tournament, and the first ranking snooker in Hong Kong for 36 years. What a run it's been, though. Mark Williams 4-2. Wu Yize from 2-0 behind. Wu having made 2 centuries, 4-2. Very close.
Well, he's a very attacking player, Bingham, isn't he? Even there, you know, it would have been easy just to push that red down the table, but to try and pot it. I think he's got this far by being bold when, you know, the time had to come. Got a little bit nervy at 5-1 to 5-3 yesterday against Judd Trump, but he found a way of getting over the line, despite, as he's already, you know, explained, that his cue action's been very in and out, very sort of quick on some shots and slow on others. It's pretty noticeable, actually, with Bingham, that not every shot has got the same repetitive cue action at the moment, but, you know, he's got there on skill. I think just the talent that he's got has kind of managed to see him through that, a few odd moments. As for Robertson, you know what he's like when he's playing well. He becomes almost impossible to beat, and I think that's the problem Bingham has got. He's got to get into the match with him early here. That's a handy fluke, which some members of the audience loved.
The red he knocked in to launch the century break to beat Murphy in the decider yesterday was arguably the shot of the week, given what was riding on it. And had he missed, he was giving Murphy that same chance. Feels like the old confidence has been returning to Robertson's game during the course of this tournament.
Yeah, Robertson won.
He's also now using a titanium ferrule, which he feels has given him more control. He's playing shots, he says, that he hasn't been able to for years, so he's feeling very upbeat about his game. Stuart Bingham, on the other hand, as Neil has indicated, has actually been quite downbeat, even after he beat Mark Selby from 2 down with 3 to play, talking about this problem he's had with being able to pause on the backswing for certain shots, and he's engaged the services of a hypnotherapist in a bid to try and sort that out. It's a problem he says he's had before and then went away and has come back again, but it hasn't prevented him not only getting to this final but beating the very best to do so.
Well, that was a mistake, and it's given Robertson an early in here. He played a good shot in behind that yellow, covering all the reds, and despite how spread out across the table they were.
One.
Well, he's not perfectly on the pink, but it offers a lot if it goes in with 2 reds close to opposite middles. It's very hard to continue where you left off, I think, at this game. I think 2 instances of that. Robertson was flying at the end of the Murphy match, but of course he's circumspect at the start of this one, understandably. But more notably, Judd Trump was sensational against Hossein Vafai, and he didn't play to within 21 points of that, I don't think, against Stuart Bingham, who put him under more pressure, of course. But it is true to say that, you know, one day you might finish brilliantly, and it doesn't mean you're going to feel exactly the same at the beginning of the next day. That is snooker for you. And he's faced with an awkward little shot here to middle. Is the queuing that's tricky. He should get it, but Jubal coming into bulk and back out.